Something gigantic is buried beneath the ice of Antarctica, something that challenges everything we know about the history of our planet. For decades, scientists and explorers have traveled to the most inhospitable continent on Earth in search of answers. But not all discoveries have been made public. Some have remained hidden, locked away under tight security. But now, leaked documents, satellite images, and testimonies from former military personnel point to an unsettling truth. Something is under the ice. A colossal structure, possibly artificial, that defies conventional explanations. What could be hidden there? Could it be a remnant of a lost civilization, a secret facility, or something even more disturbing? Antarctica is one of the most mysterious places on the planet. Beneath its frozen surface, scientists have already discovered underground lakes, unknown ecosystems, and even microorganisms that have survived in isolation for millions of years. But there's something more, something the scientific community avoids discussing. Evidence suggests the existence of an underground structure that cannot be explained by natural formations alone. Ground-penetrating radar has revealed geometric patterns beneath the ice, indicating that something constructed may be there. But if this is true, who or what built it? If we look back in time, we find something even more intriguing. Millions of years ago, Antarctica was not covered in ice. Geological studies indicate that it was once a lush continent, full of forests and wildlife. Could it have harbored advanced forms of life, civilizations lost to time? Now think for a moment, if something did exist there, if there is an artificial structure hidden beneath Antarctica, that would mean that everything we know about human history could be wrong. The first clue to this mystery surfaced in 2006, when satellites detected a gigantic anomaly beneath the ice in a region known as Wilkes Land. This buried structure measures approximately 300 kilometers, 186 miles in diameter, and its origin remains unknown. The official explanation? A meteor impact. But not everyone is convinced by this answer. What stands out is not just the size of this anomaly, but what surrounds it. Instruments have detected thermal variations in the ice, as if some heat source were active underground. That doesn't make sense. Antarctica is the coldest place on Earth, so what could be generating heat at such depths? Expeditions attempting to investigate this region have encountered strange phenomena. Electronic equipment failing inexplicably, compasses going haywire, radio signals suddenly disappearing, and there's something even more unsettling, rumors about a secret operation called Project Iceworm, supposedly conducted during the Cold War. Officially, the United States built military installations in the Arctic for strategic monitoring. But there is evidence that something similar happened in Antarctica, except it was never made public. If this is true, what was found there? And why was the information suppressed? Antarctica is not just a frozen desert, it is one of the most restricted places on the planet. Unlike any other territory, the continent is protected by an international treaty that prohibits commercial exploitation. But why? What is there that must be kept secret? Various governments maintain research bases in the region, but some of these installations are far more secure than simple scientific laboratories. In 2018, satellite images revealed an anomalous structure in the middle of the ice, raising even more suspicions about secret activities in the area. And here's something you might not know. NASA studies Antarctica as a model for future space missions. Yes, you heard that right. The continent's extreme environment is so hostile that it is used as a simulator for research on Mars and the frozen moons of the solar system. But what exactly are they trying to understand? What if, at its core, the true purpose of these studies is not just to prepare for interplanetary missions, but rather to understand something that is already hidden here on Earth? Think carefully. If such a massive secret were concealed beneath the ice, how would you ensure that no one got too close to it? The pieces are starting to fit together. A colossal anomaly, unexplained geometric patterns, mysterious heat sources, secret missions that were never officially acknowledged. If this structure is real, it could mean that advanced civilizations existed far earlier than we ever imagined, or worse, that something is buried there and has yet to be fully revealed to the world. Now stop and think, why have we never heard about this in the news? Why do the world's most powerful governments seem to avoid any discussion about what lies beneath the ice? The answer may be closer than we think, but before we continue, leave a like, comment your theory about what might be hidden in Antarctica, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episodes of this investigation. Your participation is essential to help more people access this information. Antarctica is one of the most unexplored places on the planet, a vast continent covered by a layer of ice that, in some areas, exceeds 4 kilometers, 2.5 miles, in thickness. A hostile region where winds can reach speeds of over 320 km/h, 200 mph, and temperatures drop to a staggering 89 degrees Celsius, 128 degrees Celsius. But despite its inhospitable appearance, this continent hides more than it seems. Beneath the ice, secrets have been buried for millions of years. Secrets that, according to some evidence, challenge everything we know about the history of our planet. Officially, science claims that Antarctica is a frozen desert, practically sterile. But this perspective has begun to change drastically in recent decades. In 1970, satellite images revealed an intriguing detail. Some areas of Antarctica appeared to be warmer than they should be. That didn't make sense. How could there be heat beneath one of the coldest places on Earth? That's when scientists discovered subglacial lakes, massive bodies of liquid water trapped beneath the ice. The largest of them, Lake Vostok, is approximately 250 kilometers, 155 miles long, and 800 meters, 2,600 feet deep. But the most astonishing fact? This water has been completely isolated from the rest of the planet for millions of years. In 2012, a Russian team drilled through the ice and accessed the lake for the first time. They expected to find nothing but sterile water, but what they discovered was far more surprising: microorganisms unknown to science, forms of life that had never been in contact with the outside world. This raises a disturbing question. If life can exist in such an extreme environment, what else might be hidden beneath the ice? The mysteries don't stop there. In 2006, a NASA study revealed something even more inexplicable. Satellite images detected a gigantic anomaly beneath the ice sheet in East Antarctica, in the Wilkesland region. Something buried at approximately 2.5 kilometers, 1.5 miles deep, with an estimated diameter of 300 kilometers, 186 miles. The official explanation? A meteor impact that occurred millions of years ago, but this theory has flaws. First, the detected structure does not have the expected characteristics of an impact crater. Second, the shape of the anomaly is too symmetrical, raising the possibility that it could be artificial. And third, why was this discovery almost completely ignored by the media? What is really buried beneath Wilkesland? If we go back millions of years, Antarctica was a very different place. Geological studies show that this continent was once covered in lush forests, rivers, and lakes. Yes, Antarctica was once a green paradise. And there's more than just evidence of this. In 2017, researchers found fossils of trees, leaves, and even preserved pollen beneath the ice. This means that at some point in the distant past, Antarctica had a tropical climate. Now, the question no one wants to answer: if this continent was once habitable, could it have also been inhabited? Some theories suggest that advanced civilizations may have existed before recorded history. Some even point to Antarctica as a possible location for a lost civilization. One of the greatest enigmas fueling this hypothesis is the mysterious Piri Reis map. Created in 1513 by an admiral of the Ottoman Empire, this map accurately depicts the coast of South America and Antarctica. But here's the most astonishing detail: Antarctica is shown without ice. How could a 16th century cartographer have knowledge of an ice-free Antarctica when geological records indicate that this happened at least 12,000 years ago. The hypothesis of a lost civilization gained even more traction in 2016, when rumors surfaced about a secret expedition that allegedly found ruins buried beneath the ice. Witnesses claim that military satellites detected rectangular structures and geometric patterns impossible to be natural formations. Shortly after, a team of archaeologists was reportedly sent to investigate the area, but no further news about them ever surfaced. What would happen if this were true? And more importantly, why do world governments seem to ignore any mention of the possibility of a civilization in Antarctica? There is evidence that expeditions have been conducted in secret in the region, such as the mysterious Operation High Jump, led by the United States in 1946. Officially, this operation aimed to test military equipment in extreme conditions, but reports from former military personnel claim that something much bigger was happening behind the scenes. According to these accounts, aircraft were sent to explore isolated regions and returned with information that was never made public. Additionally, there is something strange about the presence of scientists in Antarctica. Unlike any other place on Earth, this continent is protected by an international treaty that prohibits commercial exploitation. This means that no country can exploit its natural resources or establish permanent colonies. But what is the real reason for this restriction? Could this treaty exist only to protect the environment, or to ensure that no one discovers something that must remain hidden? The truth is, many mysteries in Antarctica remain completely unexplained. From inexplicable underground formations to stories of expeditions that never returned, scientists who have worked in the region report strange events, such as unexplained equipment failures and mysteriously disappearing radio signals. And then there are the stories about secret bases, military research, and even experimental technology tests, hidden under the pretext of scientific studies. If all of this is true, we may be facing one of the greatest secrets in modern history. But if something this massive is being kept from the public, who is behind this cover-up? And more importantly, what was found in Antarctica that no one wants us to know? Our deep dive into this mystery is just beginning. What has been discovered beneath the ice? What did military satellites record that was never disclosed to the public? And what if this story is even bigger than we can imagine? If everything we've seen so far already seems impressive, what comes next could completely change our understanding of Antarctica. For decades, we've been led to believe that this frozen continent was nothing more than a vast, empty wasteland, relevant only for scientific research. But what if that's not true? What if in reality something was found beneath the ice? Something that defies all conventional explanations. The revelation begins with a leaked document mentioning an alarming discovery made by a team of American scientists